The last and final day of Cleveland Browns mandatory minicamp is officially in the books. With that being said, we have some more news, notes, highlights, observations from another day at practice. And currently the Browns are heading on to a little bit of a vacation as they prepare for training camp, which I believe is in about 5-6 weeks from now. So a good amount of time off before the start of training camp. They'll get some time to rest. They'll probably train, by themselves or individually with other players. But in terms of team organized practice, that will not be happening. Now in this video, I wanted to break down everything you need to know about today's practice, who looked good, who stood out, and also tomorrow we will be dropping another video covering a couple of standouts from the entirety of OTAs and minicamp as well. Before we jump into today's video, I do want to start off like we usually do and give a major shout out to all of the Browns media team out there who work so hard each and every single day to get these highlights out for us, kind of enabling us to make these videos. Without them, it's not possible to make these. So go follow them on Twitter. They'll keep you updated with all the highlights and some more news and notes from around practice through a training camp. So make sure you follow them. Their ads are at the top left of your screen. Now, finally, with that being said, let's dive into the video. Now, some more news regarding Amari Cooper. He was still not at practice. A lot of people are assuming that he is holding out for a contract. He wants a new contract. He wants to be here, but wants that deal so he doesn't get hurt and then loses an opportunity to get that contract, right? So he will not be here. We'll see what happens in training camp. But did miss a lot of time working with Deshaun Watson trying to garner that contract. Now, Jerry Jeudy was another player who was at practice but not practicing. Obviously, they're trying to be really conservative with them, make sure that he's not going to re-injure something or be further out for training camp as well. So I think they're doing a smart thing here, keeping him healthy and making sure that he is well rested as they get into training camp, because those will be the most important days. So give him a couple 5 weeks off here and allow him to get healthy for the start of training camp. Now also, Denzel Ward was not at practice as well. A lot of 7-on-7, 11-on-11 drills today. So keep that in mind when we break those down. Denzel Ward was not practicing with the team. Some more injury news. Myles Garrett actually got injured during practice. Not really too sure what it was, but he came up limping after an individual drill. Went over to the trainers, talked to him, and then from there came back onto the field and had his helmet off. And from the rest of practice on, he was pretty much doing individual work with, bands, right? He wasn't really running, wasn't really sprinting or anything like that. Just working with bands, trying to garner some strength, I guess. So looks like a little bit of a left hamstring tweak. Again, they're going to be precautionary, held him out of the entirety of practice. We'll see where they go from here, but probably nothing to be too concerned about. Now, Deshaun Watson obviously threw the ball during day 1 of minicamp, did not throw during day 2. Day 3, which was today, he was back throwing the football. Now, before we get into all of that, the 7-on-7s, the 11-on-11s, do me a big favor. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free. It does not cost anything to subscribe, and we will be covering the Browns throughout the entirety of the offseason. Now, you may be asking, what does that include exactly? Well, the rest of OTAs, which again, like I said, tomorrow's video, we should have another one out covering who looked good throughout the entirety of practices, but also mandatory our training camp, preseason, regular season as well. Everything you guys need to know, we got you guys covered. So join the family if you haven't already done so. And more importantly, follow my Twitch. We will be live streaming some Browns games this year, reacting to them, breaking down film over on my Twitch. It's Matty Dubs with 3 S's, or you can find the link in the description below. Now, let's get back into the video. 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. Deshaun Watson was throwing the ball again today. Definitely a good thing to see. He's going to continue to ramp it up each and every single day as we get to training camp, and I fully expect him to be a full go by then. Now, Elijah Moore, like we said, got a lot more reps and a lot of young guys as well, due to the fact that Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy were not there. There was one deep throw you'll see in this video. Deshaun Watson, 50-yard bomb to Elijah Moore. Just outstretched his arms and was not able to, bring it in. A ball that he probably should have been able to catch, but at the end of the day, those guys, Deshaun Watson, Elijah Moore, need to build some more chemistry, need to get it going a little bit more, and I think we'll continue to see them ramp it up during these offseason periods. Now, one of the major factors, or takeaways, I should say, from today's red zone drills was the defense looked really good. And like I said before, keep in mind, no Denzel Ward today, but they still looked extremely sticky, extremely good, and very good coverage. The defense definitely won red zone drills. I think they had a shutout, did not allow anything in terms of touchdowns, and just did a really good job in coverage throughout the entirety of those red zone drills. Guys who stood out were specifically, Greg Newsome, Martin Emerson, some of the younger guys as well. But Greg Newsome specifically looked extremely good during red zone drills. We also saw some 7-on-7s where, David Njoku got going, man, down the sideline, big time catch. What would have been probably a broken tackle, I would assume. Nice job by David Njoku. He's trying to take another major step out as well. I did say Denzel Ward was out of practice. He was not practicing with the team, but he was on the sideline, talking to his teammates, talking to the coaches, and kind of helping mentor some of these guys on the back end of this secondary. So that was something nice to see as well. Deshaun Watson back to red zone drills, barely missed David Njoku on a 7-on-7 touchdown pass, right over him. It was a little bit high, good defense by the most part, by the defense, but David Njoku could have brought it in a little bit high, but it is what it is. Like I said before, there was not a single completion during Watson's 5-6 attempts during red zone drills. So again, the defense looks good. You never really want to see a team be really dominant, offense or defense, back to back to back to back. You want to see a well-balanced approach, and I feel like today we got to see a lot of that. Offense winning some 7-on-7s, defense dominating during red zone drills, and that is something you want to see because, once you see a team really dominate one portion every single day, it starts to become a writing on the wall. Like, if your offense is dominating the defense every single practice, yeah, your defense is probably going to be dog water by the time the regular season comes, or vice versa, right? If your defense is dominating, your offense is probably going to be dog water come regular season time. But it's very, very back and forth, back and forth. Cedric Tillman made a couple of big plays versus Ronnie Hickman. We had, Elijah Moore making some good plays in 7-on-7s. Jalen Darden had a massive 50-yarder. Would have been a touchdown down the field from Deshaun Watson as well. So overall, great practice here for the Browns. That is their final one tomorrow or the next couple of days. Look out for the part 4. If you guys want a part 4, comment down below part 4. And